Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, welcome back to another pre-market watch list. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And the jobless claims are terrible. You got that right. Jobless claims of 3.2 million here this morning. We knew it wasn't going to be good. We didn't expect it would be this bad. But you should expect more to come. You should expect that things are probably going to get a little bit worse here in terms of jobless claims. Again, really, this is just the start. So I think there's going to be more to come. I think there's going to be, more layoffs. There's going to be more people on unemployment. I mean, it's really a no-brainer that's going to happen, but to the extent that we're seeing seems kind of outrageous, just because we've never really seen anything of this magnitude or event before. So it is a little shocking. Surprising? No, not really. Okay. Do I think everything will crash when the market opens? Absolutely not. No, it won't. It will not crash when the market opens. Okay. Surprisingly, actually, the market's holding after that news has come out. Then again, the market is in a bounce territory level intraday, so you could put that up for the argument's sake. But so far, the markets aren't really reacting too negatively to those numbers right off the get-go. They're not good, so you might be able to argue that this was priced into the markets already. Whatever you want to take it for, but I would expect that we're going to see the jobless claims numbers actually increase, over the next couple months here, a couple weeks, couple months. But you guys know my outlook. I still think we're going to be going lower in the markets as a whole in general. Okay. Yeah, bull trap. I would say that. Yeah, this is what we discussed this morning in our private group. That on the SPY. This is not the bounce to be buying for long term. Most likely not. It just doesn't. Just highly likely not the bottom. All right. And the reason being is most stocks will see a bounce, and then they'll fall. They'll usually fall a little bit more. So I would anticipate that we will see the markets a little bit lower. I'm already dollar cost averaging down in the dip. I'm just not throwing chunks of cash in. So I'm consistently investing in this downturn. But I haven't myself thought that this is the bottom. I'm going to go grab 10, 15, 20 grand, put it in the market, right? That's not where I'm at. I think we still have lower to go. But if at some point I feel we've reached the bottom, that's where I'll actually throw, a couple thousand into the market and go, okay, this is where I'd like to grab shares long term. Now that you're not wearing glasses. Down 2.2%. Good morning. How are you? I'm waiting for the email. Yeah, if you send me the message on I'll get to it today. I'll get to it. But yeah, you'll have them soon. If you got the trade idea scanner, again, just like I said, if any of you guys have gotten the trade idea scanners, again, you can just email me, and then I will send over the scan links to you. Probably get about 30 scanners, from swing trading scanners to intraday scanners, all sorts of different ones. But it's a good amount of lists that you'll be able to find different things to trade. So ultimately, I think we're still going to have a little bit lower the market. A couple stocks yesterday that had a pretty good day was Boeing. Boeing was kind of on our email watch list. This was one to keep an eye on, simply because it already had started bouncing. The opportunity for strong movements or good volatility was high. So we're going to keep watching Boeing today. I think it could go up a little bit more, for sure. I think that this bounce is getting a little kind of overdone. We're not going to be seeing as big days anymore off this bounce. We already had 3 days of really big jumps. So I don't think we're going to see 4 or 5 days of really big moves. So I think we'll start to see Boeing slowing down on this bounce a little bit, but still worth keeping on watch right now. Will the VIX go up more? Yeah, we could talk about that. I actually think that later tonight, if you guys are interested, I was actually planning on, because, I mean, honestly, I mean, a lot of people are at home right now more than ever before, so I think I'm actually going to take this time to spend some evenings on YouTube, kind of like we do right now, but in the evening, and do kind of like some classes, some watch lists, just to be online more with you guys, because there's a lot of people at home too right now that could use this time to learn the market a little bit more. And so, anyways, knowing that a lot of people are home, I think we're going to take some time. We're going to spend a little more time on YouTube, on some streams in the evening, looking at watch lists, maybe doing a couple classes, whether it's on leverage ETFs, volatility, options, penny stocks, large caps, floats, scanners. I mean, you name it, I probably have done it and made money and lost money doing it. So we'll have fun with it. All right. All right. So the question here is, and so if you guys want to watch list for me, to be completely honest, I don't even really have a watch list this morning. I pretty much just woke up and was like, well, you know, I'll just go up, get online, start working, and if something appeals to me, that'll be the one. So for now, I'm really just kind of giving a broad overview of the markets right now. So for one, I think Boeing should definitely be on a trader's watch list if you have a little bit of a larger amount of capital that you can work with. I don't really see a reason why not. You've had a bounce from 89 to, I don't even know, what is that? 89 to like 180. So right there is like a 100-point bounce just on a pullback day. Like just on a pullback day, that thing could pull back 20 points and you could short it. So I think that's a good one to definitely watch. All right. So question I got here was, do I think will the VIX? So yeah. So Bunny B. There's two questions here. One is from Bunny B that says, will the VIX go up more? And then there's another question from Mr. or Mrs. or a Sheridan Garcia, and that one is, will TVIX go up? So your guys' questions from Bunny B and Sheridan, the question on the VIX and TVIX actually go hand in hand. See, the question from Sheridan says, will TVIX go up? See, Sheridan, you're actually supposed to be watching what Bunny B is watching, the VIX. The VIX is what's going to tell you if TVIX is going to go up. And then Bunny B, what you want to watch for the VIX to go up is you're actually going to want to watch the SPY. See, if the SPY starts dropping, or if the stock market, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P 500 all start dropping super aggressively, then the VIX is going to go up. And when the VIX goes up, then TVIX is going to go up. So they all work in a unison fashion, but it ultimately starts from the S&P or the stock market seeing extreme moves. When there's extreme moves, volatility increases. The VIX is the volatility index, so when volatility increases, the VIX will increase, and when the VIX increases, that tells the leveraged ETF UVXY and TVIX to go up. So to answer your guys' questions, let's take a look at the VIX. So the VIX pulled back. No, there's nothing really telling me right now that the VIX should go back up. I mean, maybe you get some bouncing, but I don't see anything in a breaking out fashion. We had a bearish divergence on the VIX since its first high at 50, and then the move to 85. We had kind of a bearish divergence where we were running out of momentum. Okay, so the only way the VIX is going to go up, or the only way that TVIX is really going to go up, like look at this. You can see TVIX, right? Think about this, right? Let's put this back to back. Okay, let's go look at the SPY. Right? So when you look at the SPY, and you go, look at this move down in the market, and look at this move up on TVIX. You go, well, look at the market didn't even bounce back that much, so why did TVIX crash so much? That is where people get tripped up. They go, look at how much the market's dropped. Look at how much TVIX goes up. Look at how much TVIX bounced. Why the hell did TVIX, or look at how much the SPY bounced. Why did TVIX crash from 1,000 to 250? Why did it do that? I lost so much money. It's because the TVIX has no relationship to SPY. Zero. In actuality, kind of. All right, maybe not. TVIX doesn't trade in a unison fashion to the market. TVIX trades in relation to volatility. So look at the markets went down very harsh. Then what did they do for the past week, 2 weeks? They just sat in the same spot, bouncing back and forth. Volatility is gone. I mean, we're still going up and down and volatility's high, but it's nowhere near as high as it was when it was just crashing straight down. So that's why you're seeing TVIX take such a hit, even though the markets didn't bounce that much, because they're not seeing as extreme volatility. Therefore, TVIX is going to go down. Okay. Dusty, the 5 trend lines come from a custom code that really isn't available. Not because I don't want it to be available, but simply because it's just not available. We're going to put it up on our website in the future here, but we're just not there yet. But it is a custom coded indicator thing. Exactly, Spencer. Yeah. Bull trap on SPY. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. It's a bull trap if you're trying to be long for forever. If you're just going to buy and be short term with things, then I think you could probably get away with, buying long. I mean, heck, to be completely honest, I was trading long bias the market pretty much the whole drop like an idiot, but I still made money doing it. Back in 18, I shorted the market. This time I didn't short the market, so you're not going to catch every move, but I counter trend traded a lot of this market. I traded the first bounce, I traded this bounce, I traded that bounce. I didn't trade this bounce, but I've pretty much counter trend traded all the bounces and not been short. So there's ways to be long, and there is definitely ways to trade the market long, even in this environment. Evan, I think they're trading the same way they would normally trade, and I don't know exactly how they do things, but yeah. And how does the VIX affect TLT? I wouldn't know. I don't even know if it has an effect on TLT, to be completely honest with you. To 23,000 from, I think it. Yeah, I think the account started with 1,000. I think I put in like another 2,000. I think total it was either 2. Yeah, it was close to 5. It might have been about 5. I think I started with like 2, then I deposited like another 2, then I grew it to like 4 to like 24,000 or 23,000 in like a month, maybe a month and a half, and that was because I shorted the stock market the last time it crashed and I nailed it perfect. So I just nailed a perfect trade. To grow an account from 2,000 or 5,000 to 25,000 is extremely, extremely hard. Anybody online, YouTube, that tries to make it seem like it's easy is just completely lying. It's a very challenging thing to do. I did it because I nailed a perfect short and I nailed the stock market correction of 2019. Was it 19 or 18? I don't know, I forget now. But I was waiting to short the market. I was bearish the market for a year and a half, only looking for bear signals. So yeah, I caught a perfect short from high to low, from the start of the move to the bottom of the move. Perfect. So yeah, it was easy for me to grow an account because I over leveraged my account in options, went all in and shorted the stock market. Of course I crushed it, right? So if you want to grow an account super quickly, you're going to over leverage yourself, probably blow up your account, and that's how you're going to grow an account quickly, or just lose your account. To grow an account successfully, you're going to trade properly with your risk managed, with 10% of your account, which means you're going to grow your account super slow, or much, much slower than you probably want to, or than you're thinking you should because of somebody who grew their account from 5 to 25,000 a month on YouTube. That's why. So anybody preaching growing an account from 5 to 25, I mean, you can do it, yes. It'll become easier as you get better. Like nowadays, it would probably be a little bit easier for me to do it too. But to do that in such a quick time horizon, you have to nail trades. You usually have to over leverage. You have to hold longer than you probably should to get that little extra oomph. And so it's just a dangerous, toxic mindset or approach to the market trying to grow something from X to X in a time frame, right? Because the approach to do that is it's a slippery slope, okay? The gappers from Trade Ideas, I mean, they're all going to be online shortly anyway, so just once this stream ends. I think GLD will continue, maybe not like today, but yes, again, I've been long gold and silver for 2.5 years now. So now that CNBC and the whole world is telling you to buy gold, just remember, you heard it here first. Okay, you didn't really hear it here first, but no, seriously, I've been buying gold and silver for probably 2.5 years now. Anticipating we were going to have a market downtime, knowing that the Federal Reserve is basically stealing your money, printing trillions of dollars, crashing the United States dollars, and running monetary policy very, very terribly. And now they want to get into the digital currency world to completely screw that up because they can't go to Google and type in, why was cryptocurrency created? If you go and figure out why cryptocurrency was created, it was actually created so that the currency could be decentralized and no one government entity or power would have control over a currency. But yet, these fucktards think it's a great idea that should get their hands in the cookie jar. Idiots. So, I don't know what the future is going to look like, but we know that the Federal Reserve is currently destroying the United States dollar that you all cherish so much. The one thing, the paper thing that you guys put in your bank account that's supposed to make you feel warm and fuzzy inside and comfortable because you have a lot of it, or maybe none of it. I don't actually know. Yeah, it's actually worthless. It's a piece of paper that gets printed continuously, so that the one you hold in your pocket is actually probably worth about 1 penny. Yeah, I know, it's a sad, sad thing. So that is exactly why we don't ever want the Federal Reserve or any government agency having control over the cryptocurrency system, because it's just it. No one should ever have total control over currency because things like this happen. We have a stock market downturn, and guess what? You start to print $2 trillion. You can't just print money when you feel like it. You're not supposed to do that. It's like a short-term fix, right? You know, it's like I feel sad right now, so let me just go pound a bottle of whiskey real quick, have a short-term fix, wake up tomorrow really hating myself. That's exactly what we're doing with this bailout. This bailout that everyone thinks is so good. No, it's terrible. It's just terrible. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Is it necessary? Probably, because we're humans and we're too smart for our own damn good. That's really the problem. So, anyways. So, yeah, if you guys haven't already figured it out, the government is basically going to print $2 trillion. They're going to devalue every single dollar that you own by giving you 1,200 more worthless dollars. Isn't it? It's literally amazing. You have no money, so I'm going to print more money so that the money I give you is worth less money. I know. Oh, love it. Good stuff. So yeah, that's why we don't want the Federal Reserve should be abolished, but that's why we don't want the Federal Reserve creating a digital currency. Because somewhere along the lines, as soon as we go into a rough time, it would not be so hard to believe that they will find a way to make it so that currency can create more digital currency to do whatever the hell they want. It's just a dangerous, slippery slope. Right. And for some of you guys that don't know that, every time we have a government bailout or we print more money, most people don't realize every time you do that, it makes you poorer. So all these people that think, not all these people, but if you maybe make like below $75,000, I'm not getting a check for $1,200. That's not happening. I'm not getting any check. It's unfortunate. I've paid into the government for so long and I paid them so much money. You just think maybe, just maybe they'd like to send me something. But no. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I'll be just fine myself. I'll figure it out on my own, as I normally do. You know, don't worry. But if you are getting a check, nothing against you. All I'm saying is every time we do that, it makes you poorer and me poorer. Or makes you have less money and me have less money. That's a better way of putting it. You have less money and I have less money every time we do something like that. It actually hurts you and it hurts me. You might not know it, but it does, because all it does is make the money you have less valuable, so that the gallon of milk you bought for $3 last week now costs $10 2 years from now. So in the future, if you were to continue doing this, that $5,000 car you just purchased today is going to cost you $30,000 in the future. When's the last time you seen a house go for sale for $10,000? Yeah, $20,000. You used to buy them like that back in the day, actually legit good house. Now you can't even afford a house for $250,000 without a loan that you're going to pay $500,000 in interest on. Sorry, I'm rambling, I'm babbling, I apologize. So, yeah. What would I suggest they do? So it's hard to fix the world's problems, but the number one thing that you shouldn't do is you shouldn't have a currency that you can consistently print to fix problems. Okay? So that's just basically it. You shouldn't be printing money. So this is really the way the system should work. It'd be Boeing, you just let Boeing fail. Airlines, you just let them fail. Any company that's going under, you just simply let them fail. I mean, people are going to lose their job. In the short term, it makes things worse. But if you continue to bail out companies, it's just like letting your child or your kid get away with bullying another kid at school, or not picking up his dirty clothes off the floor, or not doing every time you allow them not to do it, they get more comfortable with doing it, which means they'll continue to do it. Just like in 2008, we said do not bail anybody out in 2008. What did they do? They bailed everybody out. Come 2020, guess what? They're doing it again, bailing everybody out. And it just makes the system more and more unreliable. Right? So, we should go back to the gold standard. Then there's also arguments around that, and I think that I am too young, and I don't know enough on the history back when we were on the gold standard and how we moved off, and the actual process that took place and all the reasons why. There's a lot going on there. But even when we were on the gold standard, we still had I think it was the Great Depression, and that's kind of why we went off the gold standard. So anyways, I think ultimately you have to be on a gold standard. I mean, no one's going to walk around with gold in their pocket and go give you money. That's why we created the certificate, the treasury, the note, the dollar, because it was too hard to walk around with gold. So hey, the banks, of course, the government that wants to help you said, let's take your gold. Give me your gold and I'll give you these worthless pieces of paper. But they're backed by every dollar of gold. And if we stayed on a system like that, it would have been great. But what happened? Your very responsible United States government said, I know it. We can just print more money. So that's what they did. They started printing more money. Not backing each dollar by gold. Every dollar they printed should be backed by a new dollar of gold, and they stopped doing that, which then created a massive imbalance of fake, basically pointless paper money that is now no longer backed by the correct amount of gold. So now you have a dollar that's just basically worth nothing. And so that is basically what happened, is we went off the gold standard, and we were supposed to stay on it, but the government started to print more money, and then who the fuck knows what happens 40 years down the line. Right? Like, walking around with gold illegal. How stupid do you have to be to make a law like that? You really have to be stupid, or you're not stupid, and you're actually doing it because it makes more sense for the government to have more control and power. Connor, sometimes you just make yourself feel like you're awesome, but you're probably not. But that's what it is, right? But who's dumb enough to make it? It's illegal to walk around with gold. The one currency in the world you're not allowed to walk around with unless it's jewelry. That is a good law we should have, and I'm a freaking idiot for ever putting it in place. Yes, it's just stupid. Anyways, anywhooser. Universal X. Unfortunately, it's not your message isn't going through because our bot is hiding it. But I appreciate you trying to post our Zoom private meeting link. It appears that I'll just have to make a new one now. Unfortunate. Anyways, 8:59, we're going to close it there. So long story short, a lot of people are going to probably be, people are watching the markets more long bias right now because we've been trying to bounce a little bit. So I'm just going to take it slow. I'll probably come on a little bit later tonight. We'll do a little class on penny stocks. I think we'll hammer out penny stocks tonight. Anyways, everybody take care. Have a great rest of your day. And if you guys want to tune in, I will later tonight around, what's today, Thursday, around 6 p.m. I'll be on at 6 p.m. tonight Eastern Standard Time, and we'll do like a little class on penny stocks and maybe just talk like we're doing now. So if you want to be there tonight, 6 p.m. penny stocks, see you then. And everybody else, have a great day and take care.